Guys, what's up? It is Doug, and welcome to another edition of Spooky Villages. And today I have the last brand new 2025 Lemax Spooky Town review that I'm going to do on the channel this year. And I'm excited to talk about this one. I saved this one because I think this one is interesting to discuss. It's Spells Abound. Here's the box, guys. It's a pretty big piece. This one here is part of the main Lemax Spooky Town line, not a Michaels exclusive. It's available at dealers, and I've really not seen this one discussed that much, which is pretty interesting because usually the big lit, animated pieces, there's a lot of discussion around them, but I just haven't seen a ton of it. So it'll be interesting to discuss this with you all here. Here's Spells Abound, guys. Check this out. Let's go around here just really fast. So the theme here, this is a spell shop. This piece isn't necessarily a witch piece, but it's close enough. That's kind of what I consider. Because of this wizard out here, this kind of mage, which is the most striking thing, and his hand goes up and down. This would kind of work for a castle theme as well. I know maybe the sign doesn't really go with that, but the style of the building, at least a little bit, it's close enough. At least that's how I view it. So this could kind of work with several themes. Lots of animation on this one. It, I guess, has 4 or 5 points depending what you, how you want to classify it. But the wizard here, his arm goes up and down. These two guys right here, I shouldn't say guys, one's a guy, one is a frog here, frog guy, it looks like. They go up and down. The soundtrack references all of that. There's also a guy that comes out here, comes out on this little slotted track, and it's very reminiscent of Boogeyman's Hangout. They've used this type of animation in several other pieces as well, but that's what it reminds me of. And then you also, of course, you have the staple here, the rotating bats. In this case, there's just so many pieces throughout the line that has different stuff rotating up here. So this building feels lighter in construction. There's a lot of plastic that's used here, but I like the finish on how it's done. Again, it's got that matte finish, especially up here. You have like the copper looking the paint here. It's very matte. It looks so much better than like a gloss finish, because the plastic type of pieces also, when they do have plastic on them, when those are gloss finished, they really look shiny and toyish. And I think Lemax has taken a lot of that feedback that they've gotten for the last couple years. At least I'm guessing that, because we haven't really seen the super toyish. Whenever I think of that, I think of like Hideous Harry's. That's like the poster child for that, the Toy Factory. And thankfully, they've really toned that down. And so right here, you have a matte finish on it. I think the piece looks so much better because of that. Here it is lit up, guys. A lot of stuff going on here. And also this piece does have a soundtrack. It's the talking type of a soundtrack, not like ambiance. And the soundtrack corresponds with the animation and the lighting that's going on. I'll play that at the end here. Lemax does that a lot, recently, where they had the soundtrack on it, but also it lights up certain parts of the scenes or references certain things that's going on as the soundtrack plays with the animation, and this piece does that as well. The lighting here is interesting though, because they keep with like the yellow lighting on pretty much all of it. There's just a little bit of green on it. Of course, the most striking thing is the cauldron right there. You have the cauldron that kind of has that pulsating light, and I think that looks really, really good. The wizard's arm has the most attention drawn to it though, as it goes up and down there. So let's talk about the theming here, a little bit more in depth on it. It's kind of a little bit mismatched. Of course, the wizards and the mage theme, you don't really see that at all at Spooky Town. It's pretty much, if you're talking magic and that kind of a thing, you're talking like witches. So this one would work with that, right? The witches and the witches and wizards. This is more of the, at least whenever I think of it, this is more of like a fantasy type of wizard, where there are also fantasy types of witches, but you also have like the more traditional Halloween style. This is more of a fantasy type of piece, right? That kind of the wizard look, especially with the guy on top there with his arm going up and down. And the signs on this are kind of interesting, because the signs kind of don't jive with the rest of it. I think it might actually look better without those signs on it. The signs make it look more attraction-y, like theme parky, like it'd be like a shop that's decorated or something for a theme park. So I think it would work better without those, and kind of actually the street lights as well on it. Now I do like the piece though, because I think that it's fun that we do have something that actually like has wizards in it. And as I mentioned before, you could use this kind of in a castle theme. The building doesn't really go with it. Of course, like the house, you have like the wood planks and everything. So that doesn't exactly jive with with a castle, but with the wizards, it works close enough. And the roof kind of looks dilapidated with the tiling, and you have that like copper style, up top there of the railing and everything. So if you don't think about it too hard, it can work for a castle theme. That's probably, this will wind up, whenever I eventually do a huge castle display, you might see this one in it. I'm not sure of that, but you might. But it would definitely work though in like a witch shop type of a scene. And there are so many witch buildings that are like shops. If you're going more of the storybook style or Halloween, like Scary Witch, I don't know that it would work as well, but definitely though with some of the witch buildings they've done in recent years that are like the witch shops, I think you could get away with it just fine. So something you should be aware of, this is a very noisy piece. You have the kind of the two guys there that pop up and down, the guy and the frog. Those are like poppers. And so when they go off, they're noisy. So you just want to be aware of that. There's just a lot of animation going on here too with the 5 points. So you have a lot of mechanical noise here. It doesn't sound overly so, but there's just a lot going on. So it's going to be loud naturally because of all the animation. And then those poppers, yeah, as I mentioned, those are loud. So I mentioned those signs. Of course, you have the Spells Abound, the two on the front. You have one that's like on the big one on top of the house above the wizard. You also have one that's hanging from the street lamp. But there's also a couple on the sides of it. One of them says Bargain Barn, thousands of used spells. And then another one here, conjuring classes, make friends into frogs. Then on the other side of it, you have another Spells Abound sign, new and used incantations. Those signs, again, they make it look more, I guess, less realistic to what I would imagine like a wizard shop like this would be. And to me, it makes it more seem like an attraction, that it's actually decorated for that, like something you'd find in a theme park, if that makes sense to you all. To wrap this up here and kind of my final thoughts on this piece, I think the theming is a little bit mismatched. I like it. I think it goes along with some of the witch pieces they've done recently, and I think it's fun to have like a wizard shop and the wizard guy, the over the top wizard on the top that has the arm going up and down. It's very Spooky Town, over the top, and I do think it's fun. But I would have liked to have seen it maybe be more of an older medieval style wizard shop. I don't really know what that would look like, but maybe at least the building would be more stonish, unless like it has a more of a like wood plank on it as it does now. I would have liked to see them go full on old style versus a little bit mixed as it is right now. So there is Spells Abound, guys. Let me know what you think of it below here in the comments. It's always interesting to hear what you think of it, and I just haven't seen this one discussed that much. It's always interesting when you have a big animated house like this that that you don't see much discussion around. So it'll be curious to I'll be curious to hear what you all think of it. So that is my last brand new for 2025 Lemax Spooky Town video. At least as of right now, this is the last one that is planned. Maybe I'll go out and buy something else, I'm not sure, but as of right now, I'm planning this to be the last brand new 2025 Lemax Spooky Town review. Still have plenty of stuff coming up on the channel this year though, guys, in this season, so the fret not there. I've got a couple countdown videos in the works, and I have a classic Lemax Spooky Town review, which will be my next review probably on this channel. So thank you guys always for the support. I appreciate it. Thank you to my Patreon subscribers. Thank you for always, for the likes. Thank you for the subscriptions. Thank you for always leaving a comment. Those of you that do, I really appreciate it. Here is Spells Abound with the lights and sound.